Hello, hello, hello. I am live. Hi, everybody. I'm super happy to be here, and I'm happy for the opportunity to speak with you about reaching your goal of getting to $10,000 per month. For those who don't know me yet, I am Slavica Bogdanov. I'm a self-made millionaire, a serial entrepreneur, a film producer, 5 times best-selling author, and I just love passionately helping people reach their goals and even go beyond. So I want to give a few little housekeeping just before I start, because I want to share a lot with you. So first and foremost, I will be here in this group every Wednesday, 10 a.m. ET. So at this time, every Wednesday, you can come and ask questions. But also, I have created 3 free Facebook groups. They're free. You can join, and I'll post the links below in the comments. There's one that is $10,000 per month. So it's a group just for that, to help you reach $10,000 per month. I give freebies. There's more lives in that group. There's another group called Write Your Book to Build Your Business, for those of you who want to write a book and become successful and have a bestseller. Like I have 5 of them, going on the 6th. Wrote 41 books, so I know how to write books really easily, and I created a Facebook group to help you with that. The third one is a group called LinkedIn Lead Generation, for people who want to develop more leads, business oriented through LinkedIn. So that is just a little bit, so you know that I have other groups, and I do lives there every week. So you can see me really often. I do 4 lives, 5 lives a week. Plus, if you are on Clubhouse, I would suggest you follow me. My handle is my first and last name. Pretty easy, yes, but you can mix up the letters and then get all mixed up. But if you follow me on Clubhouse, I will soon create a room that will be a special room that is a speed coaching room, which means you ask me questions. The whole Clubhouse will be only about you asking me questions and me giving you breakthroughs in a very short amount of time, within 5 minutes, helping you find a breakthrough, a solution, or helping you put you in the right direction. So my passion is about helping people. Making $10,000 a month, I know, is a big deal for a lot of you. Maybe some of you are struggling. Maybe some of you feel like you're turning in circles. And I want to help you stop that and really achieve a better income. And $10,000 is kind of a really important stage in a business, especially in consulting, because at that stage, you kind of really become more reassured, more confident, and more safe, more secure. And even in sales, I mean, when you start having $10,000 per month as a revenue, as an income that you bring home, well, you feel, of course, much better in what you do. So I will allow questions, of course, at the end of this, and I'll try to answer to as many as possible. If you join my free group, you will have as well access to asking me as many questions as you like. It's a group where I like people to get in really a lot of engagement and a lot of questions. And at the end of this live, I will give you a free gift. Once again, a different one than last week. So, and also a big announcement, a big news at the end of this live. So first and foremost, let's cut to the chase. You want your $10,000 per month. So I asked, and I did a survey to find out why people thought that they weren't reaching their $10,000 per month. And the answer that, hi, Rebecca. Hello. So, and the answer that I received is that they didn't have enough leads, or they suffered with marketing. They couldn't get it right on advertising. And if they only had more leads, if they could connect to more people, they would get more clients. And I'm here to tell you that that's really not the way to proceed at first. Having more leads, yes, is something that is important, but that's important when you're scaling your business, when you want to go from 10 to 20 to 50 to 100 and more. The first stages, when you go from zero to $10,000, is very different methodology that you need to follow than the route that will take you from $10,000 to $50,000 a month. And even the route from $50,000 to $250,000 a month will be very different. I have clients that I coach that are making $1 million a month. It's a very different approach, very different mindset, very different goal setting. Everything is very different as you climb the stairs of success in your business. And so what are the first steps that you really need when you're from zero to $10,000 per month? So it is not having more leads, because to be honest with you, if you had more leads, what would happen is you would just get more overwhelmed. You would get more panicked, and you wouldn't necessarily close the leads you have. I had a client who had tons of leads, but his issue was he could not give the proper offer, put himself in a position that he could actually sell to the clients that he was talking to. So that is a most important issue to solve before you want to spend money in advertising or get into marketing. I reached my first $250,000 within less than a year with zero money in advertising. So it was really different than what most of you perhaps think, that if you pour money on ads, then you will scale to 10 grand. What will happen is you will just pour money on ads and you will lose money. And some others think, well, if I just had more leads, but you don't need that much leads when you just want $10,000 a month. I know it sounds a little pushed when I say just 10,000, when for you it might be big, but that's what you first need to change. You need to switch that kind of mental process where $10,000 looks such a huge amount that is so ridiculously big that you think you'll never get there. Some things to take into consideration before you even start climbing any of those ladders. The first and foremost important thing that you have to consider is how you feel about you, how you feel about your ability to serve others to higher levels, right, of value that you can offer, and also how you feel about your self-worth. Do you feel that you're worth $10,000 per month? And if you don't, you have another problem to solve, because you are definitely worth $10,000 per month. So it's not the exterior circumstances that need to govern what you are worth. You are worth whatever amount of money you want to earn. It's not the amount of money that is connected to your worth, is you making a plan of how you're going to reach that amount of money. So the first thing is really to work on your self-worth. The second thing you need to work on is your mental blocks, your negative patterns of thinking. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I can't make it. I won't be able to reach that goal. I never finish what I start. I don't have the time. I don't have the ability. I'm too stupid. I'm too old. I'm too this, I'm too that. So all of those, that chatter, that humongous block of, I'd say, of cloudiness that clouds your judgment, you need to work yourself through that to be able to really combat that and plow through and resolve those negative patterns of thought. One way that I use that works a lot for me and for all the clients that I coach is really to change your breathing, to integrate gratitude from the morning on, and then to use a lot, and I mean a lot, of affirmations so that you start to talk to yourself differently. You need to realize that after they're the root of the tree from which you want the fruits, the $10,000 a month fruits to come out of. So if the belief, the root of the tree is poisoned, if you don't have the right beliefs, your tree will never be able to give those roots. No matter, and when you say leads, leads would be like the food you feed the tree with. But if the roots are corrupted, you can have as many leads as you want, you can put as many marketing as you want, the roots will still have an issue. So you need to fix the roots, you need to fix your beliefs. So the way we fix beliefs is by affirmation. And it seems so simple that a lot of people do not do it because they're like, well, it's so simple. But that's the key. It's the first key. You see, beliefs are made of things you repeated to yourself or someone told you when you first started growing up over and over and over and over again. So they started telling you that maybe once someone told you, you did it, you're not good enough for that. And you really believed, I'm not good enough, not only for that, but in general. And then you start repeating that to yourself. Or you came from an environment. I came from a very difficult environment. I was in an abused home, and I was told that I was stupid all the time, that I would never amount to anything, that I wasn't worthy, I wasn't good enough, and a lot of other things. So all of that is clutter that you take as real, you take as truth, and then because you take it as truth, you're going to spend most of your life trying to prove that that is true. You want to spend most of your life reaffirming those negative beliefs by one repetition. So you keep on telling yourself those things that are untrue. And then because you keep on telling those things, when you start believing something, you're going to start acting and practicing new habits that are in the same line as your beliefs. So the first thing to do is change the root of the tree. And that is a process that I teach. That is a process that you can learn. Now, for reaching $10,000 per month, there is a 3-step kind of program that you can follow. And it goes like this. The first step is really to decide. To decide it, to envision yourself with that $10,000 per month. And take the time that you need to really feel, how do you feel with that amount of money? Stop, if you're rewatching this video at some point, stop it on pause. Now you can't. But take the time to really, put on a piece of paper, what does it mean for me to have $10,000 per month? And really dwell in that. And spend the time to really feel, well, what will change in my life? How will I feel now? What will I be able to do? What kind of freedom will I have? What will I buy? Why do I want? So create that whole imaginary world and visualize what it means for you to have $10,000 per month and more. So project yourself what you want in 3 years from now. I remember in 2015, I was a business coach back then too. And in 2015, I had a vision. I thought, if I have a magic wand, what would I like? And I said, well, I'd love to have an Oscar. I'd love to have to go on the stage and get an Oscar. And so it became one of my goals. And today I have a film production company, and I believe, I am certain of it, that you will see me at the Oscars in maybe a year or 2 or 3 maximum. So that's what I want you to do as well, is to create this vision of who you are in a year from now. Who are you in 3 years from now? Without mental blocks, without all the baggage that you're carrying around, without the negative thoughts pattern. And to destroy once and for all this enemy you carry on your shoulder that is continuously telling you that you are not worthy, or giving you the imposter syndrome. So what is the imposter syndrome? Is that voice in your head, or that fear, that anxiety, that someday someone might find out that I'm not as good as I think I am, and I will be suddenly discovered, and I will feel it, the shame and the guilt and the trauma, and everybody will just say, here, you see, you lied. You are not as good as you say you are. You lied. You're not an expert. Well, that is what's called the imposter syndrome. And you have to work to destroy that inside of you, because it will eat you alive. And just so you don't feel bad, most people live with it. You have these mega stars, and I've spoken to a bunch of very, very high level people who also have that imposter syndrome, where they fear. They're like, it's so good where I am at that someday something will happen and they'll know that I'm not that good as what I thought I was. So you have to get rid of that. The 3-step program to get you to $10,000 per month, the first one is really to visualize. So where are you going? Just like you enter an address in a GPS. Where am I going? What do I want? When do I want it? How would it feel? How will it look like? What do I have then that I don't have now? So that's really the first step. The second step, which a lot of people don't do because they take it for granted and they think, why would I need to do that? Is to know where you are now. Where are you now with your finances? Are you a good financing manager? Are you able to manage your money well, or is that another issue you need to work with? How much do you earn now compared to the goal you want? What kind of place you live in now compared to the goal you want? This is very important, because just as is GPS, the GPS cannot give you the real. Yes, Rebecca, give a RAS a target. So yes, you need that target, and I call it, because if not, I go into brain reprogramming, and that could be a live right on its own, all about neuropathic ways and how to reprogram brains and how to give it the right command, so the radar can actually look for the things that you need instead of the things that you fear. But this is a parenthesis. So just like a GPS, you need a destination, and you need also the point from where you're starting, so that you have the real route from where you are to where you want to be, that is created in your brain. Your brain is the best computer that exists on the planet and can basically solve any problems that there are. And just to maybe inspire you, and to maybe make it less of a burden to carry $10,000 per month as a goal, I compare my goals to goals like the goals from Elon Musk. Elon Musk builds a spaceship that's going to go to Mars and populate Mars. So I'm thinking, if someone actually is doing something to reach Mars, my own goals are very small and very attainable. So your goal of $10,000 per month is attainable. It's not out of reach. It's not crazy. It's not. I remember when I wanted $10,000 per month, oh my gosh, it looked like a mountain, like it looked like Mars. It looked like another planet that I had to travel to. And when I figured it out, I thought, oh my goodness, if I had all these clues, I would have got there much faster than the time it took me. So you need that point, that anchor point in the future, to know exactly where you're going. You need to know exactly where you are right now, so that you can do that equation. And then you really have to decide. And deciding is taking a risk. Deciding is moving forward. Deciding is taking a big step into the uncomfortable, into the zone that you don't feel good in. So that is really what deciding is. A lot of people, they wish, but they don't decide. And making a decision is an action on itself. It's a willingness. It's a thing that inside of you says, I won't take my life the way it is anymore, and I will do whatever it takes to get to the next level. And it provokes something inside of you, and it provokes something inside the universe. Making a decision is a willingness to move forward no matter what, and to get out of your comfort zone into discovering all that life has to offer for you and to you. So it's a big deal. And when you decide, you have to take actions that are connected to your goal, just like you press on the gas in a car to get you moving to your destination. You need to take strong actions that will lead you to your goal, so that you know that you have shown maybe to yourself and to the universe that you're really willing to do what it takes to get there. Something major, something that you're not used to doing before. And then you create really a plan. I am where I am today. As you know, the reality you're going to understand now is just a snapshot, and reality changes all the time. So you look at where you are now, you look at your destination, and then you work yourself backward from the destination to your point where you are today, and you create a plan, step by step, of how do I think I can reach that goal. I can help you by helping you understand that $10,000 per month is not as humongous as you think right now. Every problem that you have and that you will have in your life is only big, but because you have not acquired sufficient knowledge or mentorship or experience to overcome the obstacle. And overcoming an obstacle is really about becoming bigger than the obstacle. If someone would tell you, well, how do I earn $50 per month? And you're already earning $2,000 or $3,000, you will say, well, $50 a month, that's nothing, right? That's so small, because you overcome that and you came to a level where you are at 1,000, 2, 3, 5, or 8, or 10, maybe, or maybe more. Maybe some of you are already earning more than 10 grand a month, and you have other obstacles. I coach people who want to earn 1 million, 10 million, 100 million. So the obstacles are different, but the mental process is quite similar. I remember I had one client, well, now we're close to 1 million. We're going to close 1 million before June 1st. And when we started, it was really getting her to that mental stage of accepting $50,000 per month, which seemed radically big for her at that point. To wrap her mind around 50,000 was a lot. So the process of breaking through your own mental limitations is one of the biggest aspects of changing your life. There are no limits in this world. They don't exist. You don't see a plant that limits itself to grow. The only reason a plant would stop growing if it's not fed, of course, or if it's encaged, if something prevents it to grow. So just like the plant, you prevent yourself to grow because you imprisoned yourself with false ideas and mental blocks that prevent you from breaking through to the higher levels of success. And I remember when I was at that point, I was hoping for $3,000 per month, and then I reached it, and it was like, oh my goodness, I could not believe that I reached $3,000 it looked like $3,000 per month. And then one day it dawned to me that I wanted to reach $10,000 per month, but it seemed like such a huge overtaking to go from 3 to 10 that I thought, wow, that's such a big deal. I'll never make it. And just the thought of I'll never make it is already breaking you from the courage to take the next step. It's preventing you from taking the next step. All the beliefs you have and I'd say the comfort zone that you build over time are like octopuses trying to keep you where you are and locked there and preventing you from going further. And you have to break those chains. It takes courage, it takes determination, it takes the willingness to do something that is uncomfortable, that is scary, that will take you out of those habits. And when you see, oh my gosh, I did that and it was scary, and oh my goodness, I did not die, I survived this, then you will feel comfortable to do yet another uncomfortable thing. I just, as an inspiration, I love doing things that I'm very uncomfortable in. Every time I see that I'm scared of fear. I don't want to have any fear about anything. So as soon as I feel that something is uncomfortable or that is maybe preventing me from exploring a different side of me or going to more, I'd say more success, I tend to do it. So I do daring things, of course, not life-threatening, but just daring acts, just to get to always be in the out of comfort zone place. And I would encourage you to try. Just do one thing that you've never done before, and that would maybe scare you, right? Speaking in front of a few people. Well, now Zooming in front of a few people, because now we can't really do that. But trying things that you are not really comfortable with. A year or two ago, I was driving in a NASCAR at Daytona Beach at 160 miles per hour. And it scared the living daylights out of me because it was really, really fast, and it's a racetrack, so it boom, right? And the sound and everything, but I would do it again and again now. I can't because of COVID. But I did it because I like to be in control of everything. And this was taking me out of my comfort zone because it was someone else that was going to drive me in that car. And it was a race car, and the speed. So there was a lot of elements that put me really in a place of fear. But you need to be comfortable with fear. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's where you will find the answers. The answers are being able to control your emotions and your thoughts when you're in a place of fear. The day you will be able to be in an uncomfortable place and making decisions from a place of calm and comfort, you will have a massive breakthrough. And I see that happen repeatedly. And remember, there are no limits. I brought a client that I have now, his limitation was to earn $1 million in a year. And when we started our first session, I said, what about we go to 2 million this year? And he literally lost his breath. He literally freaked out because he panicked. It was too big. And now we're gonna reach 1 million in June, so we're gonna probably go at 2.5 by the end of the year. So there is no limit. So to finish this, because I'm almost out of time, I wanted to let you know, if you say yes down here, I'm gonna give you a gift. Sorry, it's a 12-page called I Can Do It, and it's really the I Can cheat sheet, so that you can break through your mental blocks and do what you need to do in order to have more success. So that's my gift. And if you join my group, there's a big announcement coming this week, something extraordinary that's happening. And I think you would be thrilled to know. Anyway, I'm sorry, doing a lot of lives get to your throat. So I'm super excited. Sorry. Well, you just have to come to my group, and you'll find out about it there. Love you. Love you lots. Next week, 10 a.m., I'm back in this group doing another live for you guys. And I would like, if you like, my intention next week is to do a live on the law of attraction for money. I'm an expert in the law of attraction, and I think it would be kind of cool to help you get to more wealth, more abundance using this powerful law, the law of attraction. Love you. And please say yes to get your gift and come to my group or my groups. There are 3 of them because there's lives there every week. There's tons of content, tons of content. And if you engage and you start asking questions where there's support there, so it's a lot of fun to be there. And it's specifically aimed at people who want to reach $10,000 per month. Love you. Bye.